All right, folks, how's it going? It's your boy Roar. Ladies of HoloAdvent, we've seen them, we know them, we've seen their forays in original music as well as karaoke's and stuff like that. I've checked out a couple clips here and there of what their vocal variety is. This isn't just Narissa Ravencroft that has an incredible voice. All the ladies present have a lot of skill. So now, what I'm expecting is we don't hold back. This is your original song, ladies. This is your group. I know when they first started, it was so clear that Narissa was the bigger vocalist, even holding herself back in some of the group songs, and I was really hoping everyone else was going to climb up. And even if, because we checked out Shiori's original song, even if there wasn't, stylistically everything I could have loved about it, she still absolutely delivered, and I want to see all of it. Give us everything you got. I'm excited. This is what goes around. So let's just go. Okay. Nice. I thought it might have just been poppy. I just hope they don't rely on the beat too much. Nice harmonizing here.
Listen, back in business to even up the score. We lost the battle, but now we win the war. This world of dull routines, living in monotony. Can't escape it. Watch us, we'll break it.
Okay, so they're doing good so far. And like every group song, the main thing I harp on is give everybody the mic. Don't just have, the obviously quote unquote more talented singers have most of the mic. Just give it to everybody. Obviously, I'm not going to shy away from talking about what I did in Shiori's song. She keeps her voice very mellow. That's fine. She did really well with this rapping. That still takes time. That still takes practice. That still takes skill. So props to her already. And obviously, Bibu, she's incredible. We've seen where she's able to go. She was delivering really, really well. So, yeah. Very, very interesting with the lyricism so far. I'm not sure if this is just kind of a general group song of, hey, we're united and we're going to just be awesome. But we'll see.
Monotony, can't escape it. Watch us, we'll break it. The old rules are not about. You better kiss them all goodbye. It's our just so stand aside. Ain't nothing gonna stem this rising tide.
Okay, so that's interesting note for her to sit on, or it actually sounded different than that. And then the harmonizing, I mean, if they had to just memorize that harmony and then like there was some other elements of it too that I was like, did you learn how to do that, or were they just messing around in the studio?
Watch us, we'll break it. The old rules are not about.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's the breathiness that she had that it sounded like she was like on a flat note. Okay.
You better kiss them all goodbye. It's our just so stand aside. Ain't nothing gonna stem this rising tide. We're through with convention and being controlled. We dish out revenge and we're serving it cold. Yeah. Those who know what we've been told.
Okay, so I do just find it so fascinating how much these beats for these songs just go a billion different places. None of this even holds the same tone or style for more than a verse, 15, 20 seconds. It's so interesting. And I'm curious for people who, listen to this music all the time. I don't. There's a lot of music that I just don't listen to over and over and over. I'm curious how much it has like replayability. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's so different. And every few seconds is something totally different in style and, and for Bibu to do the rap part and then Shiori to do the rap part, which she had great pronunciation on that. So that's cool. If your voice is going to be, relaxed, at least make it sound like what you're saying is really intense, or not intense, but intentional, right? because it's too easy if you rap like this, even if you sound on beat, to sound like you're not really, confident or out there. And then for Narissa to just come in with yeah, yeah, na, na, da, 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 like that being the bridge or pre-bridge, excuse me. That's interesting. It to me it just feels like, well, just keep the rap flow going until you get to the bridge. But that's my horrible, dirty American mind being stuck on verse, bridge, chorus, first bridge, chorus structure. So that's what I'm getting at. It's my fault.
This rising tide. We're through with convention and being controlled. We dish out revenge and we're serving it cold. Yeah, don't you know what we've been told?
Yeah, I would have put a rap verse in there. We already had two. We don't have to cut the whole energy and go, yeah, don't you know what? Now, we haven't even gotten to the bridge because I'm taking way too long. I understand that. It's just such an interesting style. We see it all the time with these group songs. I don't know why they do it that way, but that's clearly the style that these producers go with. So cool.
Yeah, don't you know what we've been told? That what goes around will come back around. They tried to bury us, but we never stayed down. No more playing nice, now it's just an eye for an eye. Two wrongs are making it right. We broke our
I feel like that's got to be a great little metaphor for the two of them being bad, and they're like, two wrongs, two sisters, two wrongs are gonna make it right. Like that'd be cute. Also, obviously their outfits are different. Did they do different outfits for this as well? Like kind of like, hey, we got an original song and new outfit. We've seen VTubers do this before, but anyway, yeah. Why does that look like a? No, that's not a bar collar. I was gonna say that. This spot right here and then this right here looked like, one of the, boxes that would be on the inside of the collar. I used to do merchandising, and we didn't have like shock collars, none of that nonsense, but there's stuff that would do like a pulse to just kind of let the dog know, like, hey, nope, don't do that. Anyway, interesting. Sticking with the bad motif. You gotta love it. Oh no, it's studded. Never mind.
Now the world above is gonna come down, so come and get it. We're coming around.
That was such an interesting. It was like, that's so interesting. That's gotta be one of the most interesting bridges I've ever heard. I like how it came back onto the the bass right there. But
We broke our chains, and now the world above is gonna come down, so come and get it. We're coming around.
that's such an interesting bridge. I personally don't like it. It feels so strange, but I don't have a problem with strange music. Also, not to say, love Tech 9 and all those guys. It's strange music. Anyway, sorry, my brain was like, make that connection. It's not bad. Like, never saying that it's bad. If it doesn't resonate with me, doesn't mean it's bad. It's still a great song. It's just that style is just so interesting to me. So
It's gonna come down, so come and get it. We're coming around. We're taking you down.
nice.
We're coming around. We're taking you down. Shattered glass and tattered walls. We're coming fast, gonna break it all. Do you hear the sirens cry? Wanna prove it lullaby, 'cause we're taking over tonight. Yeah.
Again, I don't even know what key that is. It's like changing up, and then Narissa was coming in with da 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 da. And then the last line is like, it sounded like they slid into a dissonant chord right there. First of all, their outfits look good. They are looking great. This is so cool. And it's funny too, especially with a character like Bibu, that she's, she has this certain aesthetic, this cutesy aesthetic, right? Things like, what is it? Well, lipstick in general, because that's meant to make the lips stand out, but also with her models up to this point, there hasn't been much emphasis on the lips. and you could tell it's you get so many anime girls that look like this, right? And I know in this shot it's just because of the lighting right here, but you guys know what I mean. You watch anime, you see this kind of thing. But then when there's this moment where there's just a little bit of color right there, it really makes the lips stand out. So when you get art like, I could have done that on Marissa.
We're taking you down. We're coming around. We're taking you down.
Yeah, so like that. It really makes it stand out. You guys have seen those moments where, the chick is getting ready for a fancy dinner or some sort of thing, and then they focus in on the lips, and then they focus in on the outfit because she's never been cutesy like that, and everyone's like, whoa, Anyway, not me, just me? Okay.
Shattered glass and tattered walls.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't sit down and just, think of what chord it is, but I'm desperately trying to cling to something. What key are we in right now?
Coming fast, gonna break it all.
So then that's her harmonizing. Da, 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 da. So that's the
Do you hear the sirens cry? What a perfect lullaby, 'cause we're taking over tonight.
tonight. It sounded like she goes tonight. Man. It's also just an indication of what little knowledge I have on how to sing things in a variety of ways. I know the notes, and normally those notes are based on the chord of which the instrumental is from. This is when I was singing in a choir, and then also when I sing for my own music. I find what the chord is, and then I pick out notes that are related to that chord. I don't do all this other stuff because I'm not confident that way. So it's interesting to me. Obviously, Narissa knows her way around any sort of music. She's absolutely phenomenal and extremely talented, right? But the fact that, she's able to just kind of ebb and flow in that way is just very interesting. I feel like there had to be some communication with the producers as well.
Hey, wake up. Them's the breaks, gonna reap what you sow, so it's time to pay. All your games are uninspired. We're here to light up a fire. No more mandates, we can set the world ablaze. Yeah. Don't you know what people say?
Okay, so at least that's us. At least Narissa did that again, because if she didn't do that again, that would be really weird to me. But okay, interesting. I'm also, again, it's just Fuwaba's part just sounded on a whole different key than where the instrumental is. Again, this is because I'm stupid, so it could just be that.
Gonna reap what you sow, so it's time to pay.
I also love her rap part right here. It sounds so good. She pronounced everything well, sounded like she really practiced it, because being able to enunciate also shows that you have practiced it, because that requires more hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to punch in and, articulate.
All your games are uninspired. We're here to light up a fire. No.
Yeah, we're here to light up the fire. It sounded fine, she was singing fine. It just, I really can't even tell what key it is. It sounds like every single one of these parts is a third or a fifth step up, or a third or a fifth higher than what the previous lines are. It just sounds all over the place. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just hard for me to follow. It just, sonically, it sounds so different than what I expect.
More mandates, we can set the world ablaze. Yeah.
And I don't even know what was up with her part.
Don't you know what people say? That what goes around will come back around. They try to bury us, but we never stay down. No more playing nice, now it's just an eye for an eye. 2 wrongs are making it right. We broke our chains, and now the world above is gonna come down. So loud, what goes around is coming back round and round. The world is never living this down, so come and get it. We're coming around.
Okay, so that whole bridge right there, that sounded a lot more it sounded in a key that I would have expected for the bass part right there on that bridge. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
We're taking you down.
I also like that. There's a couple moments here that I really think are nice touches. When they said it's never going down, and the box behind the word down elongated to move downwards, and then also Shiori is saying, "We're taking you down." Like it's nice. It's really, really cool. I love it when artists do that. It's almost a self-awareness, kind of pulling us to, a different way of thinking about what you're singing. You know what I mean?
We're taking you down. We're coming around. We're taking you down. Oh, where we go? We won't run, and we won't stop. We're still not done. Coming out on top.
Interesting. I think the other thing too that's kind of blowing my mind with this, I'll just chalk this up to the instrumentation here and how the vocals are arranged is too smart for me. It's too big brain. I'm stupid, man. I rap. Why do you think I rap? Because I don't have to think about trying to harmonize or do anything conjunctive to the instrumentation. The fact that it's just staying on the bass and then they're still singing it like they're singing along with the harmony of the instrumentals is takes a lot of work to be able to have your part memorized and know, okay, this is the note that I'm gonna sing, even though we're cutting out the harmony entirely, that kind of thing. So
No more sadness, no more fear. Never will ever know we're here. We'll make it abundantly clear.
I like that.
What goes around comes back around. What goes around comes back around.
Very, very interesting. It's also interesting too, like, I know my internet hasn't always been the best. Every time that this part of the chorus or the bridge would come up, it looks like and I know some of this stuff, obviously, with some of the overlaying, when there's some glitchy overlaying, we kind of expect some of their movement visuals to get a little bit distorted, right? We saw some moments where there was quick flickering with the face, normally quick camera panning as well. There's also, oh my gosh, I just realized that for her having had such a huge grievance about visualization of her tummy, we decided to not make that an issue anymore, I suppose, here. I'm glad Narissa's far away from her, though, because that's going to be a problem. Anyway, to get back on track here, with some of those quick visuals and everything, there was slow down as well, kind of, shows just this variety of movement, which I think speaks a lot to, kind of what they're talking about with coming in with intensity, coming in with, we're going to win. We're going to deliver, what we want to deliver to you served cold, like what Shiori was saying. And one of the ways you can do that is really delivering a variety of motion and movement, because even if you just have those visuals moving like this, you can do a lot of cool stuff with camera work to show intensity, even if there's not much variety in the faces, for example, right? The thing that's confusing to me is every time we have this moment of the zoom in with the bridge, it looks like it's buffering. Like, do you see that? Like right there, right after living this down, as it's spinning, it looks like it's buffering. So I'm sitting here like, that's so interesting. Because we saw the quick, flickering of the lights. Looks like what's that game? Where you have the light wands and you're slicing through stuff. It looks like, it's one of those moments where everything's speeding up and you're having to go like this, but then it's slowed down. It's so interesting to me. Just the design of these videos is just quite something. I've given you my thoughts. I've talked way too long about this. You tell me your thoughts in the comments. What'd you think about these ladies? What'd you think about the beat? What'd you think about it? Did you just listen to it and you're like, dude, this is going on my playlist? Peace. That's awesome. I want to know about that. If this is the first that you've heard of these guys, go to the link in the description and support them, okay? And that's all I got to say about that. So I'll see you guys next time.